Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm going to now attempt to clean out this petrol tank. It's the age-old problem when you get a scooter and it's been stood a while. Basically the tank gets rusty inside. It's been left in garages. It happens to Vespas, Lambrettas, motorbikes, any bare metal basically that's got stale petrol in it. This one was quite a bad tank. Normally I use citric acid on it, and that'll give you a clue what the citric acid taken out, but it's still rusty inside. And I was just watching different videos of different people, what they've done, and Evaporust is a product that people use quite a lot, and basically it's some kind of citric acid and something else, basically, from what I can make out reading in between the lines. So what I've done excuse me, is I've put 100 ml into 2 litres, which is not a very strong solution. What I'm going to try and do is just see if it actually gets rid of the rust, as opposed to like that is quite brutal, but it's done its job. I could quite easily use the tank with what's left in it. So I've mixed up 4 2 litres more or less. If you can see, they're more or less 4 2 litre bottles. No advert, I'm not sponsored by. I should have probably taken off the labels anyway, but although I do recommend it if you like Coca-Cola. But mixed in is quite okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave it in, pour it in to the tank. This header here is sealed. It's not a normal one where it's got the air duct, so I could actually turn this tank upside down. So what I'm going to do is cut away at the moment, put these basically so it's right filled up to the top, and I'll cut back in again. Right, so it's literally, as you can see by my finger, it's filled up to the top. Now a bit of this is going to leak out when I put this cap on. I just need to wipe that up, because you've got to remember it is acid after all. And that's about as full up as I'm going to get this petrol tank. I'm just going to have to pause again for it. Right, so that's going to be left for about 36 hours from now. So I'll probably leave it till it's Wednesday today, so I'll probably leave it till Friday. It's not a strong mixture that I've made up, so it should be not eating through the metal and straight through all the paint and what have you, so it shouldn't touch plastic anyway. And because it's citric acid and it's not hydrochloric acid or whatever, it won't eat the plastic filter that's already in there. It should stay. It should actually just do a chemical reaction with what's left of the rust inside the tank. It's just, if you don't fill it up, you've got to turn it over and do the top, then turn it back to do the bottom, and you're always got, you know, condensation that can affect it inside. So I made the decision to just fill it completely up. But what I'm also going to do is, when I clean this out, I'm going to clean out my little bath. I've got a couple of spanners and what have you that have gone rusty, and it's just you know, because I've had to make another one of these up just to fill up the tank itself. I've got a bit of spare. I'm going to leave some spanners just floating in. Well, they won't float, but you know what I mean. They'll be sat in the solution. Just it gives you a glimmer of what's going on, and I'll film it as we go along. What condition the spanners and any other thing, screwdrivers, anything I can find that's gone rusty over the winter, I'll stick in there in the bath when I clean this out. So I'm going to cut away again, because obviously I need to clean this out. I've made up some more solution, and this is an original 125 PX barrel that never got used for some reason. So I'm going to stick that in and just show you the condition before we start. Quite rusted from just sitting around basically in the shed. I can't even tell you how long I've had that, but it's had no use, but let's stick that in. And it's not quite right up to the top, but it's good enough to show you before and after. Then I've got rear hub, Lambretta tool. I'll stick that in there. I've got a spanner. It's not too rusty, to be honest with you. And in here, this is the reason basically for making it up. Everything's, I'm just dumping it in that's rusty. Another spanner. That one's okay. That one's a little bit rusty around the edges. And I'm just going to stick all of them in there, and I'll give you an update in a couple of days time. So an update excuse me, I'm giving you an update. I've only just put these in literally 5 minutes, and as you can see, it's already working on the rust. Apparently when it gets going it should bubble up a bit more, and some people are saying to warm it up first as well. Don't know, I've never warmed up the cider vinegar, so we'll see how this goes anyway, and I'll get back to you in a couple of days. Like I say, I'm leaving the petrol tank there to do its worst, and we'll see how that goes. Like I say, but I can already see, you know, I'm seeing an odd bubble actually, which is pretty good in the short time that it's been in. I'm just going to probably knock the spanners off of the cylinder, because I don't want any shadows where the solution's not got to the cylinder. The cylinder's only a test basically. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, if anyone's done this before, it's a non-invasive way of cleaning products without shot blasting and, you know, stuff like that. So if you've got any ideas of, you know, what mixtures to mix in with this, that could be another trial. But I don't know if you saw that bubble come up from the bottom. So bubbles to me mean something's going on. So, and it shouldn't attack. I put the plastic on, I've left it on the file simply because I just wanted to see, make sure that it doesn't attack. There's loads of bubbles coming up from there now. I don't know if you can actually see them or not in the solution, but there's another one, there's another one. You know, if it works that quick, brilliant. I'm really going to be happy. But I'm leaving the tank for, like I say, probably till Saturday. I'll keep an eye on this every day. If this becomes totally clear, then obviously the tank's the same thickness, 10 to 20% of acid in it, citric acid in this case. So we'll see. No, but nobody sort of in their videos tells you a definite you know, mixture to put in. I'm seeing loads of bubbles on there, and I've just realized I put a petrol you know, from the petrol inlet on a Delauto carb sitting in there, so I need to fish that out. So right, this is going to be the last one for today. This is day one, 5 minutes or 6 or 7 now into it. I decided to top it up because it was going so well, and this is about half an hour into it, and I can already see, you know, the rust is coming out. Brilliant. I can't wait to check it tomorrow. So I'm not going to touch it or anything. This is the whole idea of this experiment. You just put the stuff in there and leave it. Like I say, I've had to put another ½ litre just to cover the top of the cylinder in there, which hopefully you can just about see. But you see how much the difference in the waters. Well, it's not water, is it? It's a water mixture with citric acid. I haven't put anything else in with this, just the citric acid, which I bought in powder form to mix in. As I say, 100 ml to just under 2 litres. So it's about, what, 10% or so. Instead of 20, I didn't go over the top making it too strong. The stronger it is, the quicker it's going to work. But, you know, do you put the whole thing in or not? I keep going over the same sort of stuff anyway. But I'll cut back in tomorrow. I'll come out tomorrow, maybe tomorrow night, give it, you know, about 24 hours, and we'll see how it goes then. As you can probably see, I couldn't wait till Saturday, but it's still bubbling away there. I don't know if you can actually pick up on that surface the bubbles. And also as well, although the petrol tank is sealed, it must have expanded in the tank, because it's leaked from the top down. I maybe should have left off the cap, but you can see it's a good colour, isn't it? So I'm just going to take the cap off, and there's a lot of condensation because we've had a bit of snow over the last couple of days with the bad weather. Probably not ideal, but I'm going to try and clear up a bit of the gunge out of the pot I've got over there. You can't really see in it. Let's see what it looks like. Can't really see in there, can you? Grab that again. All I can see is loads and loads of bubbles. I don't know if it's long enough because it's been in the cold. Let me pull out the cylinder and we'll see if we can see. Leave it to drain for a little while on there, but wow, that's not too bad, is it? That's not shabby. I mean, turn that back on again. Wow, wow, get in the bore and what have you. That is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm just going to give it a wipe down, give it 10 minutes. I'll give it a wipe down, and we'll see what it looks like. Yeah, I mean, the files are all rusty, and they haven't got a bit of rust on them. Let me move that down to there, and I'm just going to give it a wipe down and see. So I'll cut back in a few minutes. I mean, that cylinder's, I know it was a new cylinder anyway. It wasn't a used one, as I said in the earlier cuts of it. Well, that's astronomical. It really is. The amount of rust that's gone off of there, I'm very, very pleased with that at the moment. So I'm going to stop for a minute, just give it a wipe down, and cut back in again. Hopefully you can pick all that scum up. I mean, I'm more than happy with that. Probably hard to see, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop out some of this garbage, and then what I'll do is I'll feed it through the filter in the bottom till I get about 3/4 of it gone, and see if I can see in there. But I can see with my eyes. It's probably not very easy to see with the camera and the glare of the light, but you know, all of this was all rusty all the way inside. More than happy with that, I really am. And that'll give you an idea. I quickly wiped the barrel down. Let's get this light on again. I mean, it's almost like you're lying, isn't it? How good that barrel's come up completely. It, like I say, it was new. If I turn it around this way, you can probably see all the home marks still in the barrel there. I don't know if you can really see them, but I've had a piston going up and down, but it's never been in use, never been on the road, and I can actually read on there Piaggio MC, is it 08 or 04 4496FK. So wow, really happy with that. I mean, you could probably get a wire brush on that. They go rusty anyway, as you know, but that is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I was going to leave this till tomorrow, but I am over the moon with that. So let me drain down the petrol tank and I'll cut back in again. Probably the only mistake I made was I didn't clear off the oil and what have you on them, but I mean, it doesn't attack the plastic, as you can see. This was quite rusty. No, it's not 100%, but this come up really well. I mean, they were rusty as hell. They were stuck in the bottom of, you know, where it was full of water. These couple of spanners have come up well. Centre punch. Like I say, I didn't wipe anything down, did I? The nut could have probably come out a bit better had it not been covered in oil. And the same probably for the spring. You know, can wipe them down and stick them back in again. I've got 6 litres out of the petrol tank, and it's like an orangey colour, isn't it? And it also this smells like orange, whereas that come out of, if I can just show you this one came out of the tank where I'd got the cylinder and what have you, so you could probably filter that. They're definitely reusable again anyway, which is what people say. I've got 6 of the ones out the tank, and that was out of the bottom of the cleaner. And if I can just swing round here slowly so you don't feel ill, that's the residue out of the tank. What I've done is I've just shook it up after taking all the fluid out of the tank. That's what I'm left with in there. So what I would actually, I need some more bottles because I've obviously got made up too much of the mixture, but it's well worth it. I'll let that settle in there, and I'll get a couple of more bottles over the weekend, and what I might do is just put a filter on it and filter that in, see what colour it comes out, and see what we're left in the bottom of it. But I think that as an experiment, I think that's brilliant. I really do. You know, what can I say? These were quite rusty. You only need to rewind the video, and I mean, does that look 60 years old? I don't think so. And my spanner, what I use for the rear nut for the suspension on a Lambretta 1/2 inch. I guarantee 5 minutes work with a wire brush on that and it'll look brand spanking new. I mean, I'm well happy with what's come on. What I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to put this back in, these ones back in the tank, and leave the tank probably for tomorrow night, which would be Saturday night. So if I can leave it till tomorrow night and then do a flush out of the tank again, and then I will use that tank, because although I can't show you inside here, it's crystal clear. There's no rust on the side of it at all. There is a tad inside here when you put your finger in, although I don't know. I mean, is it just because it's rough metal? I don't know. There's nothing coming out on there, but I will fill it up again. You know, like I say, I'm really happy with the result, and I suppose the only thing I would do differently is just degrease everything and take the oil off everything before I stick it in the solution again. So I think there you have it. It does work, and it's, you know, it's not ruining the inside of a petrol tank, is it? As you know, I'm going to put the SIP one on anyway, because I need the petrol level for the Speedo that I've got on the Series 2, but I'm going to clean this up and paint it again anyway, so it looked like a new tank. So I'm very happy, like I keep saying. So thanks for watching on this video, and I hope somebody's got something from, you know, watching it. And it's just literally, you know, I bought that off of eBay as a test. 1 kilogram citric acid. I've still got a fair bit left. Fresh Skin, I'm not sponsored by them or anything, I'm not sponsored by anybody, but check it out on eBay or any other selling channel, and test it yourself and see. You know, obviously if anybody else has already done this, drop me a line or whatever, but I think, you know, I normally use cider vinegar, and I would say this is better, a lot better, and because it's just what you get in a Coca-Cola bottle, you can just throw it down the sink afterwards. So let me find I haven't got a, let me put that up there. That'll give you an idea the colour of the cider vinegar that I use. So it works as well, but you know, what can I say? Very, very happy. I might actually cut back when I've gone over these with a wire brush. I've got a big one here. I'll give them a 5-minute wipe down and see. Cut away for now anyway. Thanks for watching. Bye.